I lost tens of thousands of dollars because I didn't want to be patient and follow the process. I spent a lot of money on prop firm challenges, a ton of money on prop firm challenges, over and over and over again, because I didn't want to follow the process and I don't want to be patient. I didn't have discipline. That's really my biggest thing. If I could go back, my biggest regret is the simple fact that I started and I didn't take things slow. I didn't follow the process that other people before me said that needed to be followed. I, thought that I was different. I thought I was unique. I thought I had the ability to, get started and throw out these big lot sizes and see $50, $60, $70, $80,000 trades pretty quickly. You see all these other people, they're making, I see a guy, $200,000 trades, $170,000 trades, $30,000 trades. And this is like, because you're online and the algorithm is feeding you this information or this content, it's like you see it on a regular basis, especially then. I don't really see it as much now, but a few years ago, for sure. A couple years ago, for sure. You start to feel like everybody's doing it. It's like, damn, okay, well, when is it going to be my turn? At least that's how I felt. And in chasing that, I ended up taking the long way to get to success, which I still haven't even got to yet. I'm not seeing any consistency, but it's all due to the simple fact that I was trying to take shortcuts in the beginning of my learning stages when it came to, educating myself on trading and everything. When I first started trading, I started with Funding Talent. At the time, Funding Talent was a relatively new company, and their marketing was on point because everybody and their mama was talking about Funding Talent. And it seemed as if they were the it prop firm at the time. And, I was like, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with Funding Talent. And I was just learning trading at the time. I literally had went through a couple courses, watching a lot of YouTube videos on how Forex trading worked and so on and so forth. And then I jumped into prop firms immediately. I never did a personal account. I straight went to prop firms. Never did a demo. Prop firms. Lost money. Eventually, I ended up actually passing a challenge with Funding Talent. Lost that account. Passed again. That time I passed the second time is when they started making changes to the company, and I never actually got a payout. I had made all the requirements needed in order for me to actually qualify for a payout, but due to the changes that they were making, and really they were going out of business, I never got a payout. Okay, that was Funding Talent. After that, I'm like, you know what? FTMO's been around for a while. They got years of experience and a rapport with the community, and it's like, they got a reputation that they'll be here for a while. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go and jump into FTMO. So I buy some FTMO challenges. Now, mind you, every challenge that I purchased at this point in time, in the beginning of my prop firm career, I guess, 100,000 or more. Like, never anything less than 100,000. And if you're familiar with prop firms, then you know how much it costs for a $100,000 challenge or greater. We're talking, 5, 6, 7, 800, sometimes over $1,000, especially if you're getting a $200,000 or $300,000 account. Okay, so with FTMO, same thing. Get big accounts, fail. Probably did that about, 8 times. Then I decided, you know what? Instead of me actually making the wise decision to stop, put prop firms on pause and actually figure out my system, figure out my strategy, I decided, you know what? It's not me, it's the prop firm. Let me go to a different prop firm. So I switched from that to Top Tier. Did a bunch of challenges on Top Tier. Same thing. Fail. At this point, the Funded Trader is coming out. And they're making a lot of noise, and they're becoming the new funding talent. They're the new it company. And again, marketing on point 100%. They knew what they were doing when it came down to that, for sure. I go to the funded trader. I get a bunch of challenges, fail. I would have to literally go in my back office, log into all of these accounts, which I can't for funding talent because they no longer exist. But for the funded trader, which well, initially they went out of business, so they put their operations on pause for a minute, but they're back now. But I'd have to log into my back office and actually see how many challenges I purchased and failed. But I can guarantee it's over 30. I am 100% positive I've probably failed more than 30 challenges in total between all the different companies. And we're talking, because if I think about it, I've been trading or learning how to trade or whatever since 2020. I want to say April of 2020, around the start of like the pandemic, when everything really started to shut down and stuff, when COVID hit. That's when I started to look into trading. And I'd say maybe a few months later, it might be like July or August or something like that, when I actually got funding talent. And then from there, pretty much every single month, I had at least one challenge that I possessed. I was either in a challenge, or I lost a challenge. I had to buy a new challenge. So sometimes it would be 2 challenges in a month. Sometimes at most 3, because I'd fail a challenge and then buy one, fail the challenge within maybe a couple weeks, buy another one, and I got 3 challenges in that month. I was doing some ridiculous, crazy stuff. Like, for real, I was really just gambling, like throwing money away. Especially at that time, I had access to a lot of it, and I was just throwing a lot of money away with the hopes of hitting it big on one of these challenges. With one of these challenges, I was really treating it like a lottery, like for real. And that's something you just don't want to do. You do not want to go into trading treating it as if it's a lottery and you can just hit big and then call it a day. So failed a bunch of challenges with the funded trader, went back to top tier. And that's kind of where I'm at now, is I'm back with top tier, working on passing a challenge. I got to phase 2, which I've only been on phase 2 a handful of times, maybe 4 or 5 times, and I failed every single time, with the exception of the one time I passed, or twice, with funding talent. But even that was luck. For one, that was pure me guessing on where the market was gonna go, throwing a huge lot size up and then just like hoping and praying for the best, and it just happened to work out in my favor. So now I'm back with top tier, and I have a small account, a very small account, $5,000 account to be exact. And I'm slowly just being patient and working on entering when I say I'm going to enter, exit when I say I'm going to exit, and that's it. As long as I keep my lot sizes small, when it comes to what I place in proportion to what my account size is, and I know exactly what I'm getting out and when I'm getting in, I will be fine. Because everything else, I'm pretty straight at this point. I've been trading for a while. I know what I'm looking for. It's about really mastering my mindset and my emotional state, and that affects when I get in the market and when I exit the market every single time. Because I hesitate when I should be entering, and then I enter in late, and then I hold on to trades for too long when I should be exiting, when it comes to when I'm in profit and when I'm not in profit, when I'm in a loss. So these are things that I know about myself over the years. And then I tend to get myself caught up in the need to revenge trade when I take a loss, or when I take a loss. And so that's something I've been working on also. So far, I've had one trade that I placed on this account, and that resulted in 1 loss. It wasn't a large loss, so I'm not mad at it. I had a stop loss in place, so it hit my stop loss. I had a TP in place, so I'm all good. And it was a pending order, so I'm usually placing trades in the market through a market order. But I decided that that's probably not the best option for me, just knowing my personality, and then also knowing that I'm busy. I'm always on the go. I'm not just going to be sitting in front of the market or in front of my laptop. And I'm also not just going to be sitting around waiting for alerts to hit my phone and then hurry up, look at the market and try to place a trade, because who knows where I'm going to be at. If I got a person in the vehicle, if I'm doing Lyft or Uber, like I can't just grab my phone, place a trade. So it's best for me to have a pending order and get in at a level where, you know what, I look at structure and I make sure like, okay, this is a good buy entry. This is a good exit. This is a good TP. That is best for me. So when I first started buying these prop firm challenges, I was using money that I had. I had access to a lot of capital, and in my mind, it's a terrible way of thinking. Extremely bad way of thinking. But in my mind, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to use these credit cards because I'm going to get the money back. I'm going to buy these challenges. I'm going to pass. Then I'll start making money and I could pay down these credit cards and I'll be all good. That was my mind. That was my mentality. And it really kind of effed me up. And it's did to the point where my credit score is shot, and I really need to work on rebuilding that. But again, it was just bad decisions that I have. And my whole purpose in saying these things and telling you is because you don't want to put yourself in a position that I did by utilizing credit cards for these prop firms and stuff. Like, you want to use your credit cards for important things like that come up, emergencies. This is not an emergency. You can save up some cash and buy these prop firm challenges. You can put money into your own personal account and grow that slowly and have some consistency with that. Then when you know that you're consistent, you can decide, you know what, I'm going to go on ahead and buy a prop firm challenge. Then you buy the prop firm challenge and then you're good to go. Just please don't do what I did in using credit cards to buy prop firm challenges, because it's absolutely ridiculous. That is that. And so I'm working on improving how things are going for me. But yeah, y'all, it's like learn from the people who made the mistakes before you. Please just learn from them, make wiser decisions, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I'll be fine. Shit, like, it happened. I don't want to keep on rehashing it, but you know, it kind of is what it is. It happened, and it got me back into doing Lyft and Uber and Instacart and all the different gig economy stuff, because I also, at the same time I was doing all of this, I was really primarily focused on trading to the point that I wasn't working. So my income was non-existent, and I was really living off of saved money, all the money that I had in, like, put away. And then at some point I started living off the credit cards. Absolutely ridiculous. So that's that. But please, again, like I said, learn from the people before you, please. They're gonna tell you what to do, what not to do, what mistakes they made, and your whole objective is to learn from those mistakes so you don't have to make them yourself. You know, and that's how you shorten up the learning curve, by doing that. And I'll holler at y'all.